Adnavoa.
His car.
It's
Yechia Melech.
Nikavo Kromyevo Adnavoa. Ay ay ay. Nyezhin Nikavo Kromyevo Adnavoa.
I think his last name.
Darf gedenken that this trip is not stam.
And
We're not just going, ich weiß, to the Luna Park. We're going to Alter Rebbe, the Mittler Rebbe, and we're going to, main thing is we're going to Yekaterineslav. And as we get in Yekaterineslav, we get sich zu Mizach L'chaim. Especially,
This is for the camera now.
we should just know that when you have L'chaim, this is the size cup you need.
First time.
Mikveh in Nyezhin, quite gorgeous. 3 showers, 1 toilet, and room for like 4 people to change. And you can wash Negavazar. Kom zet zich aan met dish.
One special l'chaim. It's l'chaim for Yossi Handel. When you'll see it, Bezos Hashem. Everything that Yossi will. Ah? You have a tiny scholar? Ava said we have pretzels. I'm sure that passes. Shalom Ber. So it was from the Freilichste Zeit.
Doesn't look like there's any plates.
No, we'll survive there, was it? No. So like we just heard that the Michla, it's not, when we say an ernst the Indian, it's a very, very ernst Zeit. It doesn't mean that it's not happy. Chas v'shalom. It just means that a chassid is a kluger. And a chassid understands avur state. A chassid is a kluger. And he understands avur state and parvevener state. And we don't have a long time. We're not going to be here the whole night. We have to go in. There sits in brains, there's television, so you need to hear like this. We're standing in a very, very ernst site. And ernst means serious. A serious time doesn't mean that it's sad. Chas v'shalom. Serious just means that a chas is not a nar. He understands avur gate stein. It's not, today, I think we're growing up in America, so everything is pictures. Everything is zachen that, And it's not, we don't stop to think about what we're about to do. Just about who we're going to send it to. Who's going to see? Did they see? They didn't see. And a chassid is a pnimi. And I was thinking on the way, as Rabbi Patil was describing, the Mittler Rebbe's kapelya. You heard the horses, and not only Balim and Agnim. There's nothing nicer for the Mittler Rebbe of Elikus Begilu. He was explaining. He said a very good word. Why was hat dancing on horses with Elikus, with Chassidus, with a whole kapelya singing with Chassidus? And he said, "Zeh richtig." He said that you have to enjoy Elikus in this world. It's not just about being verkvetched and knowing that we have to do what we need to do. It's having a geschmack. And therefore the shleimus is when you could mamish, it's geschmack even begashmis, right? I don't think there's anything more geschmack for the Mittler Rebbe to hear if you would hear Tmimim singing. It wasn't Timcha Tmimim yet, right? The big chiddush of the Mittler Rebbe was that Bachram could learn Chassidus. So in the Alter Rebbe's time, there wasn't such a thing. We have to thank the Mittler Rebbe, but it was a process. Until the Rebbe Rashab's time, even that didn't happen. That Bachram in Yeshiva started at the age of 11. So all of us are Zeicher. About Yeshiva, Shor is Temcha Tzmimim, and Amnacham is Temcha Tzmimim, and Queens is Temcha Tzmimim, and nicer than a Tamim is Nishtach. When a Tamim sings a Niggin, is Gila Lakus, but if he's there. If he's singing the Niggin, and because that's what everyone's doing, and he's Nishdarten, so it's not there. Understand? There's a story of Mendel. It's a story. It's not as serious as the place, but it's a story. Mendel said he said there was a Yiddish theater. There was a Yiddish theater. Once upon a time over here. I don't know if you're there hearing where we are. You're yesterday here, now you're here, you don't realize you're in Russia. If you would look out of the window a little bit and you'd see the rundown houses, you would there hear what kind of shtetl you're in. There's houses over here that don't know yet what electricity is. Electricity they probably know, but running water is still pumping here. Now the noise is out there. It's pumping from the well outside of the bear. Outside of there's really, you saw on the way in, you saw there's a well there. That's what you watch. So, in that tkufa, they were trying to bring people out of Yiddishkeit. And they're telling you it's much more exciting to be sophisticated. We need to be a chassid for. So they started making Yiddishkeit like Alt Modish. And the way they did it was they made it outdated. The way they did it was they had a theater and they would play stories of Yiddishkeit. Think about how gewaltig they're playing stories of Yiddishkeit. No, they made it like a story. It was like a culture, you know what I mean? So they would play the story of Yaakov and the story of Yosef and the story of this, that, and the other. The kids, it was called the Yiddish Theater, and they did it in Yiddish. They weren't Shem tournaments at all. And one person comes to Mila, and they ask him, that's the pump, yeah? Pumping from the... So one person comes to Mila, and they said, listen, we're testing your mitzvahs, your Avedas, we see that you belong in Gehenna. So me? You're joking? You know who I am? Yeah, who are you? And he says, you know who I am? I'm in the Yiddish theater, I played Yosef. He said, you know how many people cried when my brothers threw me into the well, and how many people had the Seirus Tshuva? How could you put me in Gehenna? So Beis and Shemaya, they look at each other. How can we put in Gehenna a guy that Mamash was Machzab B'Tshuva, thousands of people? So they said, you know what, we have a svara. We're going to let you be in Gan Eden. We're going to let you go to the door of Gan Eden. And the first person that comes in from your Baalei Tshuva will take you in. Because the pastor, the Baal Tshuva should go in, and the Talmud should go in, and the Rav should stay outside. Good. Comes the day, and the Mendel says he's standing outside till today. You know why? From acting a whole story, Verknish came Baalei Tshuva. You understand? So we have to be we have to understand, we're not just acting. When a chassid goes in and he's standing in front of the Mittler Rebbe, and we say, what we were forgetting about before was that when we go into the Mittler Rebbe, first of all, the Mittler Rebbe has tremendous nachas from the fact that each one of you learned 12 Prokim. And it's not so much about giving the Mittler Rebbe nachas, we give the Rebbe nachas. But the metzias of the Mittler Rebbe, standing in front of the Mittler Rebbe, that the Mittler Rebbe's metzias is learning Chassidus B'Shufi. I think we should take one of the gewaltige things the Mittler Rebbe did, and that Ufgetan was a chassid wherever he goes, he chazer Chassidus. There should be Shufi of Chassidus. You heard, you were up at that point when you was talking about it. You heard? And then, wherever they went to Shtetl, they came back, they chazer Chassidus. Yeah, you were up over that point. So that's and I think this is a gewaldige, one of the achlatas we need to start taking. If you have a nakuda to chazer, you come in, whether it's in your class, you chazer to one boy, two boys, you're going shul Shabbos, whatever it is, you say a vart, but with a gishmak. They told me I have to say, the Shriga said, nish von them bast. So l'chaim, we should all be chassidin and should have a gishmak in chassidus. And should be chassidus b'shufi. Sach chassidus. And I think each and every one of us should take achlata pashut where they go to chazer chassidus and with a gishmak. Like a kapel, the gishmak of Gilel Elikos. L'chaim. Well, it goes Moshe.
Yeah.
Explain what you're going to do.
Reb Chaim Avram, the Middle Rebbe had the youngest son. Was Reb Chaim Avram, one of the youngest son.
Second youngest.
And the Middle Rebbe had, as I've been gesagt, he had a seder of, he had a whole statue, a whole barn of horses. And eventually you come to the Zeit Tzemach Freilach, when the Rebbe wanted to be Uvgelek, like he explained beautifully, like in the time of the Nevi'im, Sheider Ruach HaKodesh, we're not talking about a person who's looking to get away. We're talking about a person who's Pashat Arangelek in Ruchnias and is appreciating Ruchnias, and so Zachay's drinking in belt, like Rabbi Paltiel said. One day, the Middle Rebbe comes and he says it was a regular day, nicht Yutas Kislev, Yutas Kislev was a day already. Yutas Kislev, Chayelom was a day already. Middle Rebbe says, I want there should be a show. So stop my farbar from the middle of nowhere. The Rebbe sagt us, the Rebbe sagt, I said, Chassidim dropped their job, whatever they were doing, they came, and they started making in Lubavitch, in the place over there, and what was it called? The Shalash, I think it was called. The Chatzar. The kids, it was like a ches, and in the courtyard they started going around. And one of the big tricks they would do, they would jump while the horse was riding. Would jump onto the horse and jump off the horse. It's a whole circus they were making. While they were at it, the Reb Chaim Avram also jumped onto the horse. He was also part of this kirkas, part of this thing. And he fell off, and they were sure it's a disaster. Imam should look like, I don't know if you know, but if a horse tret off him, it could be a big problem. Okay? The kids, it was Mam Shasakan. So they came running to the Middle Rebbe. The Middle Rebbe saw. Came running to him, look what's going on. The Middle Rebbe was standing on the porch, or standing by the window, and he says, "Oh, Mam Shasakan." Okay, the Rebbe zocked, so they started dealing with him, and they continued jumping. How excited could they be when there's such a mess? The Rebbe's son. But the Rebbe sagt, weiter springt man a hopkit on this horse back and forth, and they're running in circles. And then the matzav gets a little bit better. So they came running to the Middle Rebbe, and they said, Baruch Hashem, the situation is not great. He's not in Sakanas Nefashos. he realized he might be, I guess, a bigger problem, or paralyzed, or part of his body, but it's, Mittel Rebbe said, Tanz weiter. Okay? And as I get, till they came to the Friedrich Rebbe and said it's no big, the Mittel Rebbe, and they said it's no big deal. Baruch Hashem, it's just, the doctor is stabilized, just a broken hand, that with a cast, and it just kind of massage. Good. And then it was finished, and the Mittel Rebbe went back to say their Rebbe. So afterwards, someone asked the Mittel Rebbe, Pashanish Mensch, your son. Huh? One of the kinder.
Het wordt er nog
Just menschlich. Your son, Pasha, fell off a horse, and it's Sarkanis and the fascists and the cooks, they're going around in circles and enjoying the show. So the Mittel Rebbe said, "For us, fragst nicht besser. Why bechlal did I ask on this day to make this whole circus? For us, fragst nicht." So I said, "No tag." He said, I saw him as dog Zera on his son. Episode Pasir. Was mevatel Zera? So, I need to be a nar once the Zera starts playing out to stop the Simcha. Put the whole Simcha to be mevatel Zera. Now I should stop the Simcha. And this something is going to get to the Rashvi, because we know the Rebbe's Kav. We come to Rebbe Rein and Shul. Every Rebbe had a different Seder. Mit the Rebbe had gesagt, Chassidus b'shefa. Rachmas Shas like Chana for that. Friedrich Rebbe was very answer. Rosh Hashanah geweint. The Rebbe comes in. The Rebbe's ma'oided Simcha. So people think, when I have a reason to be b'simcha, I'll be b'simcha. Simcha is nicht an outcome. Simcha creates. So we were talking about before that the Asr the Rav. We're chasing a little bit of a mimer that we learned earlier, which you should know is a tremendous bitter. This place, Bechlal, Ruslan and Ukraine is a place with tremendous korbanos. Thousands of Yidden were killed, and the Eibishter is waiting for us in Deir Shvi to come and wrap up the whole job. So when we have a gelegenheit to learn in the airport, you think it's happened, Mr. Markowitz, Nacha Breslover, and another other guy, and they want Machla Tensel and good. Very, very negia. Wherever you go. The Rebbe wanted to print Tanya wherever you go. The Rebbe wanted Tanya's printed. Hafotzas and Mayanas. Now's the time. So we were learning that as much as we Nosnat gelernt and Schoenberg gelernt that davening is the chulyas. Remember what was the Nakuda?
That it could, even though that's not part of the mitzvah, it's like the spine is not part of the sagidim. Still, without that, you're machmarim. Still, without that, you can't move. A person can't move.
Oh, so on them came Shleben, and then I had Sugigeb that we make the Adam Shala Kisa. Yeah, what was in Masber? Remember Shomber? That we still sich anrufen the chayes in the mitzvahs. Without us, kibiyachol, the whole sulam is not working. The sulam, the malachim oilim v'yardim, the malachim that bring down the lakos. If we don't have that chayes, and the lashon is, we're not going to learn so much in the Maimer as much as we have to remember Farmi Daven, Mishtelzel Daven, and Ma'ariv. The Mittel Rebbe said this Maimer. The Mittel Rebbe is here. It's very truthful now. And in front of the Mittel Rebbe, when we were zeichet to learn his Verter, just like we said about Yom Lulo, that on the day the Rebbe wanted we should live his Inyan, Kolshkin Lefana, we have to live his Inyan in Gansen, and such a Maimer. And if we take it b'pnimis and we make a daven in azay, and every time we make a daven, baitis ibra mensch, and you have special in the Sinas Koyach, on the yard site you have in the Sinas Koyach, Balei Lula, that he has Neicha Derucha, that there's the Chsidra for bringing him, Kolshkin, that we made the whole way, in schus of the Tanya that you all learned, to have this gelegenheit, to take the Maimer that we're learning and bring it around in the Primus. I want to read a few lines. Here's it too good, you hear? Yankel and Mendel. Het heeft zich aanhören. Oh. Und der Koyach Abittel von Einzig Baruch Hu, was is mehr in etliche Yidden. You can see it's in the, I took out the contrast. Here's the whole line. I forgot to bring it in. Pei Aleph. Look inside again. It's good night. And the Koyach HaBittel. Imagine Yira Baal Hashmo Kaimin Aymin Lenegde, because we're soon, first of all, und der Koyach HaBittel von Einzei Baruch, was is Meir in etliche Yidden mit Mitzvahs, she Ramache var in the Malko, so Zenikra Neshama Koyach Ma. So the Koyach HaBittel te Ein Tzoif, and then when the Ein Tzoif comes down in Teiro Mitzvahs in Ramache var, und das ist in Moyach, und soll mehr sein die Lebedigkeit von Elikus. When you live Elikus, by dear Poiltis, the Lebedigkeit von Elikus. Okay, imagine the mashal the Mittler Rebbe is giving is that the Teiro Mitzvahs here, Yankel, is toit. If Rahman al-Sam, we don't live the Teiro Mitzvahs when we do them, the Teiro Mitzvahs is like the Sulam Mutzavarta without it reaching the bottom. Remember? So it's in us is uphanging to put the Eibishter on the benkel, to make al-Dmus HaKisei Dmus Kemara Adam. Right? As Omeir Zayin die Lebedigkeit von Alakus b'chol ha'pratim u'ba'oifen as mizalgor anders nit kennen. It's impossible otherwise. You can't do. It's not shaykh not to do the mitzvah. Not shaykh to leben Alakus. Onzen durch kol ha'pratim b'oifanim shein deine sukkah v'lulav v'tzitzis v'tfilin und alle mitzvahs shein ramachi bar in the malka soll man mitzad ham shachasei anders nit onzen v'Alakus. You shouldn't see anything. You should see on him Alakus. Alakus b'pshitas. You should see on him the chayis, the lebedigkeit in Alakus, und da soll kennen sein a mochoin l'shifti yisbarach. His body becomes a mochoin. Mochoin meant a ort wo the Eibusher kennt sich besetzen, wie every go to their neshama, person neshama, azol kennen ongesehen werden durch Ramach mitzvahs essay, wie ein Adam Shalom, one ganze person b'Ramach Evarim, kemaimer val kisei dmus kemara Adam, Olav. Und das ist Pshat, Adam de Kedusha. That a Yid Kibyachal, he is a Kli. Shis, who was reading before? Who you want to read a bit? And us, das learn. Learn back. Das ist be'emes der Pshat. I should read it, yeah. Okay. Und das ist be'emes der Pshat, Adam de Kedusha, in etliche Yidin und etliche Yid, a kise kivyachal ashrasa is barach aydei ramach pikudin. A Yid becomes the benkel of the Eibishter. But only in which case? As a leptis. Because otherwise, if the chut hashidra is cut off, the chayes doesn't get to the bottom. The Hainu, the Teure werd gerufen der Eur, was das ist Chochmas is barach. Und der Ramach mitzvahs assi werd gerufen Keilen, Eur is barach. Was das ist be'emes in etlichen Yidin da. Und die chayes ha-koidish, was ist der Kise, is das die Heiligkeit und Lebedigkeit von Alakus, was ist mehr in idlichen Iden. The Chayes Eliki, all of a sudden, das ist was man sagt auf der Mensch. That's the Chayes Sheyerdim. Und die Chayes HaKodesh tragen die Kise bis das kann aufgehoben werden, zu atmen sein, setzt der Malach. Es kommt nach ab und jener. Ki du as the Sheirish HaMitzvahs is an Atmos. Ein sei Baruchu, Lamashal, as alle Barim kennen leben, kennen sie ton azach, was ist negiert zum Etzem HaNefesh Mensch. The Kitzer, every part, jeder Teil von einem Mensch, kol, and this is what it was a fear to, so let's just fear us the bottom. V'chein hi, 3 lines from the bottom. And this is the achana for our Stellen sich meidet. V'chein hi, soll kennen sein kemara Adam de Kedusha kemevur. Soll kennen sein on us, the tzir of the Eibishter. We don't see our guf. You see the chayes was Merman in Kedusha. Is der mechaber, is der mechaber, der von Tfilah, und die chai brachas von Tfilah, nikro chai chul yishu b'shedra, this is was sebahef, this is the mechaber, this connects him with the Gilui Elokus. That's why he started the Maimer asking, was das die Davenim? It's not a mitzvah deiraisa, aber on das is all the mitzvahs not here. It's like the Shedra, it's not from the Ramach Evarim, on them. Shedra, aber ba'oifen das, haben wir als gerät, als Nifsa Chut HaShidra is treif. Frachman Litzlan, it gets cut off, is a problem. Vamos a stellen Namen in, and we'll go into the middle of it.